Enforcement officers, there's no such thing as a routine call, and this morning what appeared to be routine turned out to be deadly for Bay St. Louis police officers Branden Estorffe and Stephen Robin. Bill Snyder shows us how the deadly incident unfolded.
Central all units, can I have anybody en route to Motel 6? Motel 6, we have in Bay St. Louis, we have 2 officers down.
2 officers down. A call to action that no law enforcement agencies want to hear go over the radio. But that's the chilling language they received at 4:30 this morning in the Bay.
A female heard 2 gunshots. They said 1 is breathing.
The 2 officers on the scene, 23-year-old Branden Estorffe and 34-year-old Stephen Robin, were told they encountered 43-year-old Amy Anderson sitting in this car with a minor female. You can see the broken glass in the driver's side passenger window. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation says Anderson shot both officers from inside the car, and from there, the situation is felt over the scanner traffic.
The original call was for a guest needing a welfare concern. Bay 35 and Bay 24 went out there, and they were on the phone with CPS. And the office had called us and told us that they heard 2 gunshots and 2 officers were down.
5 Central 99, get past Waveland and any other responding agencies around, please.
10-4.
Fellow officers from Bay St. Louis, Waveland, Diamond Head, Hancock County, and the Mississippi Highway Patrol and MBI all arrived to help their downed colleagues in blue. Officer Robin died on the scene. Estorffe died from his injuries a short time later. We're told Anderson died from a gunshot wound to the chest. The incident happening quickly, the aftermath businesslike but somber. Officers collecting evidence, speaking to witnesses, and consoling their colleagues. Hotel patrons stunned, and all involved working to process a tragic morning. In Bay St. Louis, Bill Snyder, WLOX News Now.
The deaths of officers Estorffe and Robin leaving the coast community in shock. Jennifer Lott joins us now from Bay St. Louis with more on the shooting's aftermath.
Right now, we're in Edmund Fahey Funeral Home here in Bay St. Louis, where one of those officers was brought this morning. The community right now still struggling to wrap their heads around what happened this morning, a shooting killing 2 officers and a woman. 23-year-old Officer Branden Estorffe was escorted to Reman Funeral Home in Gulfport earlier this afternoon. A few hours later, 34-year-old Stephen Robin was escorted through the Bay St. Louis community he served here to Edmund Fahey Funeral Home. While that happened, neighbors stood on their porches. Fellow officers embraced each other as they grapple with the loss of their friend and co-workers. The news breaking hearts across the Gulf Coast as funeral arrangements are now being made.
Any tragedy like this is obviously heartfelt in the community and certainly with the families involved. And it's a difficult time for everyone, but particularly this time of year certainly makes it harder.
Now, woman 43-year-old Amy Anderson was also killed in that shootout. She had a minor female in the car with her at that time. Bill Snyder brought you that story in his last report. New information tonight. We're being told that minor was not injured. Child Protection Services have not told us where that child is located right now. As for the funeral arrangements for these officers, they're still being made, but the community is wanting to show their support and come together in a vigil scheduled tomorrow night at Bay High Stadium. We'll be bringing you more on those vigil plans coming up tonight at 6. Live in Bay St. Louis, Jennifer Lott, WLOX News Now.